Hi, good morning. Our group is focusing on the female car enthusiasts. So, our original business model has changed a little bit over time. Originally, we were focusing on general females interested in cars, and we shifted to focus specifically on college females interested in cars. Our hypothesis and value proposition stayed consistent, but there were some tweaks that we had to make to our financials in order to make our business viable. Our main channel that we focused on reaching individuals through is Facebook. And based on our experiment, we're going to keep focusing on college female car
I'm going
enthusiasts.
to describe the role customer emotions played in influencing our business model. To the right, I included screenshots of the emotion part of our affinity diagram in the final version of our business model canvas. Our value proposition pretty much stayed the same throughout, which was female car enthusiasts not feeling as included when they attend car meets or trying to talk about cars with one another due to being the non-dominant gender. There was a consistency in negative emotions mentioned in the interviews and our experiments. Disappointment was the biggest emotion, embarrassment was the second, and annoyed and frustrated was tied for third place. This shaped our business model in aiming to create the components that would encourage positive and inclusive behavior for these female car enthusiasts. Therefore, our customer segment was defined as them because they were clearly struggling with feeling positive and welcomed, which then furthered defined our customer relationship as community, as our goal is to bring together a community that is not divided by gender. Channels we ended up choosing are Instagram and TikTok because due to the algorithm and hashtags, it makes it easier to connect with women with the same interests around the globe and actually be able to talk to one another on a personal level outside of a forum, solving our issue at hand and encouraging women empowerment overall for their place in the car community. Our business model was structured with the end goal to turn these emotions of disappointment and embarrassment to the latter, and that is how the role of customer emotions played in influencing our business model.
Talk about our role, experimentation, and iteration. So to assess our initial target market, we had interviews with different individuals to make sure that our problem was a need by many females. We had 2 rounds of interviews, and from both rounds, we found that there was a rising concern of inclusivity within groups at car meets, as it is mainly male dominated. After the interviews, we created an affinity diagram, which you can see here, to think about a solution or a call to action to our problem. Once we decided on a solution, we went through some financial models and made sure that it was a viable model to start with, followed by sending out a survey through our desired channel, which was through Facebook, as well as other channels, to make sure that there was an interest in the solution that we have towards our problem about underrepresented females in car meets. From each of our surveys, we found that there were many females that were interested in joining our car party bus idea that would visit different car meets along the West Coast with fellow female car enthusiasts. Through the survey, we also found that there was a relatively high concern for females in the car industry, and they wanted to get more representation for them to build a community, which helped validate our original concern about the problem, that women were underrepresented and wanted a diverse and inclusive environment when going to car meets. Next, I'll pass it off to Hannah to talk about our improvements in our experimentation ideas.
Hi, so improvements in the experiment. In order to utilize customers' emotions to help improve our test business model, we need to understand how our customers feel. So according to our last business experiment, women felt they are being treated differently and that they don't fit into the car community. The consistent emotion was disappointment or frustration. And we want this emotion to change and we want it to improve. So to do this, we can continue doing surveys on social media, so on TikTok and Facebook and those platforms, and then asking college female students specifically their opinions on what we can do to help them not feel excluded or disappointed within the car community. We can take that information and then we can apply it to our next experiment, which would help us improve in our next experiment and ultimately, hopefully make them feel more included. Thank you.